What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're looking to get your music reviewed, you can hit up this email that's right here. But today I'm going to hit you up with my thoughts and opinions on this new project from Freddie Gibbs and The Alchemist called Alfredo. Now, Freddie Gibbs is a rapper who's coming out of Gary, Indiana. I think he's one of the best to do it this decade. And The Alchemist is a producer from Beverly Hills, California, who has been very consistent for multiple decades, man. This is a guy who's worked with damn near everybody, and you always know when you see Alchemist's name on a beat, it's going to be some fire. So I was really excited to see these two come together once again. We've heard them on various tracks and projects, including Fetty, where they linked up with Currency to make one of the year's best projects. I forget what year that was. Maybe it was back in 2018. I'll correct myself if I fucked it up. But right here we get a project that's even better. And I would honestly put this up there with some of Gangsta Gibbs' best work. I would say Pinata is still Gibbs' best work, but I like this shit pretty much just as much as Bandana. And Bandana had way more hype and build-up going into it. So maybe that's a hot take. Maybe people feel the same way. But there are a lot of things I like about this one. First of all, I gotta say Gangsta Gibbs' flows just seem to get better all the time. He really knows how to switch up his speed, flows, delivery styles, all those sorts of things, all of which you're gonna pick up on the silky smooth joint called Baby Shit. This is a track where he calls out the weak-ass internet trolls who get at him because they are soft as baby shit. You're also gonna hear more of these great flows on the electric guitar-driven single 1985, where Gangsta Gibbs spits, Michael Jordan 1985, bitch, I travel with a cocaine circus, which if you've been watching that Last Dance documentary, is a reference to how when MJ was a young dude in the league, he walked into a hotel room where a bunch of his teammates were snorting up that coke. So I thought that was a pretty dope line, and you're going to pick up on a lot of cool references on this one. Then on the song God is Perfect, I thought Gibbs just floated perfectly over the production here. You're getting some bouncy percussion on this, also some sprinkled keys that really fit the feel of the track, and you get Freddie Gibbs showing love to Pimp C when he's spitting about how top-notch bitches get the most, not the lesser. And you know what? Freddie rarely, if ever, misses, in my opinion. Like, I think his discography has been pretty solid. Feel the same way about this album here. And it's the same thing with The Alchemist, as I said earlier, because he has a lot of longevity. So not only is Freddie Gibbs killing shit on here, Alchemist's backdrops are absolutely fire. So some of the ones that I like include the soulful vocal back joint Look at Me. On this one, Gibbs is boasting about making it to the floor seats from the nosebleeds, has a very lavish and exquisite sort of feel to it. And then on All Glass, we get this really dope organ-laced production. Thought there was a really cool feel to this track, and Freddie Gibbs spits, treat a hoe like Andre 3000, ain't fuck with Caroline, which is a reference to the early 2000s Outkast hit Roses, because we all know Caroline was a trifling ass bitch. So that was a dope reference there. Plenty of them all over this. Great production. Freddie switching up his flows and styles to keep it interesting. These are all things I've spoken on so far that I enjoy. And you're also going to get great features on here too. So I think this project came together really well. Scottie Beam comes through with yet another lavish and exquisite sound, as you would expect when you see Rick Ross featured on here. You're getting these twinkling piano keys, just a glorious ass beat. And both MCs come through with very memorable moments. In particular, Freddie Gibbs speaks on some of his altercations that he's had with police in regards to racial profiling, and one line that really stuck out to me is when he said, your execution will be televised. That shit right there is especially poignant considering what we got going on in the world right now, has been going on for a long time with police brutality and just seeing black bodies and trauma constantly put in front of our face. So you are going to get some deep moments on here from Gangsta Gibbs. It's not just gangsta shit, but on the much lighter side of things, you got Rick Ross on this track rapping about how he never takes girls home, he only fucks them in the car, which is kind of wild to me because I know Rick Ross has lost some weight, he's still a big dude, and he drives those tiny ass foreign cars, man. So him and these girls must be smashing in there like fucking sardines in a can trying to get it in. So that was just kind of a weird visual. Not that you want to think about that, but he said it, man, and that's what art is. So, you know, that's what Rick Ross is rapping about on this one. Then we get Tyler, the Creator, on Something to Rap About. This is a sun-soaked track that has a very dreamy feel to it. Absolutely love this production. And Tyler is showing some more growth here as he pontificates on how he went from a goblin to being a businessman. This is a reference to his album Goblin. Back then, he was definitely doing some grimier, shock value type of rap. So again, he's speaking on his growth. And then we get Freddie Gibbs reflecting on the time that he spent overseas because of that bogus sexual assault charge he had going on in Austria. So, like I said, as much as Gangsta Gibbs tends to stay in the pocket of gangsta street narrative, there is plenty of that on on here. You know, some of that dope dealer content, hard ass shit. You're gonna get that from Gangsta Gibbs every time. But he also knows how to switch it up, man, because he will come through with insight, introspection, storytelling. He's just a very versatile and well-rounded artist, and that's why I said I think he's one of the best to do it this decade. The dude is so damn consistent, and he always delivers, man. This shit right here is really dope. We're gonna get more of that introspection on the song Skinny Suge. Here he's covering a bunch of topics, including how he moved from the crack game to the rap game. He also speaks a little bit about his battles with mental health, substance abuse, these sorts of things. So I really appreciate that, man. There's also this very somber Alchemist beat on here with guitar that matches up with what Gibbs is rapping about. So these two got perfect chemistry all over this. And to get back to some other features on here right quick, we got to show love to Griselda, because we know they have been taken over within the past year or two, man. They've done really well for themselves. So Frank Lucas has that classic brooding sound from Alchemist. Here you're going to get infinite quotables from Freddie Gibbs and Benny the Butcher. You're also getting Freddie Gibbs touching very briefly on some of the problems he had with Jeezy and CTE Records. You know, he left there. Things weren't really good between them all, but he went and did damn good for himself, man. Look at him now. Freddie Gibbs kind of bet on himself, and it worked out for him. So that was a really dope story, getting a little bit of that there. And then with Babies and Fools, we're getting one of the album's softer, jazzier cuts featuring Conway. This one gets deep and poignant as well. You got Freddie touching on how he's trying to practice his Islamic faith, despite him not being that good at Arabic. He's also speaking on how he had to step back from certain relationships like James Harden, just trying to find himself and stay positive. But I thought it was Conway who really stole the show here. He speaks on how he survived getting shot in the head and how he came back, but I also thought it was kind of touching when he spoke on how he just knows he needs to be a better father to his kids. He's been out there in the streets, out there chasing this money, doing all those sorts of things. So he is thinking about that, just being more of a father and being around his kids. So there's so much great stuff going on with this project, man. I really like it. It's only 10 tracks. I think a lot of artists could learn from this model. I know it's all about the bloated, long-ass projects to get those streams with the generic beats that everybody wants, the mainstream shit, the auto-tuning. I get that. That's what a lot of people want. It makes them money. The younger crowd likes it a lot more than me. I admit I have old head tendencies, and I like that traditional shit. But what I'm getting at is I really like how they just did 10 tracks here. No filler. They're all dope. All the features are great. I really just don't have much to complain about here. So for me, this is a 9 out of 10. It is an album of the year contender. And the reason I don't go higher, like I've said before about other projects I've rated this high, is I tend to save, you know, those 9.5s and those 10s for albums that are really going to change the game. Like, I don't think there's anything that's too different with the sound here or some of the stuff that he's rapping about, but it all is just done so well that it doesn't matter, man. This shit is done at a very high level. Love this album, so 9 out of 10 feels fair to me. But you guys let me know down below how you feel. Hopefully you enjoyed as much as I do. Hope you're staying safe in these crazy times, man. Everybody got to come together. I ain't gonna go on a big rant, but you know how it is, man. Shit is fucked up out there right now. Stay healthy, stay happy, love each other, do your damn thing. And thanks for watching this, man. Make sure you hit the comment section down below. Do that good YouTube and social media stuff where you show me love and you show me lots of it. Thank you for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time.